Having a creative mindset is both a blessing and a curse. It's amazing to have all these ideas for something that's truly inspiration to you, that you feel is going to make your life better, or just a creative thing that you want to do. But it's also a curse because I'm constantly carrying books around filled with ideas or inspirations that I just want to make happen. And I finally have purchased the ultimate tool in making any idea a reality. These notebooks are often filled with chicken scratch ideas or little concepts that I put away to retain that inspiration, but put aside to then make happen. And one of the issues that I've always had with a lot of these creative ideas is physically making them happen. Now, part of the issue is, well, space. I don't have a lot of space to work with to make these ideas a reality. This space right here is probably my favorite place to create things. I love to create my videos here. I will do different design things here, but physically making something happen can't happen if you don't have the space properly designated for it. I knew that I wanted to step up my creativity game and get the ultimate tool. And you might be wondering, Fids, what exactly is this ultimate tool, bro? Get to the point.
Words about your arrest record. What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I recently purchased a Bamboo Labs P1S 3D printer. Now, granted, it's not going to make every dream a reality, but a lot of my creative ideas, it's definitely going to be the ultimate tool to making those things a reality. Now, in today's video, I want to take you through the process of unboxing this printer, which I am so excited, bro. This thing has been sitting here for a week in its box, itching away to be opened, and also showing you my very first print, which is actually going to make my life even easier. Let's get into it. Now, like my wife and many of my friends, you might be asking yourself, Fids, why exactly would you want to buy a 3D printer? One of the things that have always really drawn me towards wanting to get a 3D printer is simply just the opportunity to be able to make something from nothing. I've been paying a lot of attention to 3D printing technology for, I'd say, maybe the last 5 years. And the technology has jumped up, but the accessibility and price has jumped down. So it's very easy to get started. It's very easy to get your foot into the game. So I figured, you know what? Now's the perfect time. First thing I'm noticing is right here, the amount of bubble wrap and protective stuff that they've put around it. A1, it's what you want to see. The bag is stuck. All right, I'm thinking it's going to be easier to put this on the ground and then lift it up. Like more and more bubble wrap, loving it. Here we go. Now, on the very top of the box, we had sticky taped a quick start guide. It does look like it actually comes with a bunch of decals, which is pretty cool. The box was tremendously well packaged. We've got the front side of the door here, so let's go ahead and get this opened up. Right, that's there. Okay, so this is the door side. Now, I have to say, this is a good size. This is a very good size.
Not bad, good size.
On the inside of this, there's actually a bunch of styro and there's some extra accessories that go along with the printer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by getting this stuff out and then see what the next step is. I'm really liking the attention to detail so far. There's a lot of attention in regards to making sure that everything's nice, neatly covered and packaged. Before we get carried away with seeing what's going on, I'm going to read the instructions. It goes against everything of my better judgment, but I'm going to read the instructions because I don't want to break this thing. after closely following the rules in the startup guide, it told me to replace some screws on the very back of the printer. And that's because there is a spool holder that needs to go on here that they supply. It's just a little metal bracket type thing that the spool sits on. We give it a little test wiggle. Perfect. Then on the inside, there's a couple of screws that you need to release. This is just so that the bed can lift up and down. Very important stuff. Peep the pinky, bro. Elite techniques to add the screen. Look at this, bro. Precision. Good to go. Final touches. Ready to rock. Question that I get asked is, well, what do you think you're going to be making with this 3D printer? And they're very good questions, right? It's very logical questions to be asking. And the answer is lots of stuff. The main inspiration at the moment is I'm definitely looking at utilizing it other future art projects and just organization, and using the Gridfinity system to create draw liners and other various things that I don't really want to jump into too much at this stage because I'll probably make future videos on them. But the first thing that I knew that I wanted to make is a solution to a problem I've had for quite some time. What exactly is that solution? Well, let me show you. A couple years ago, I went to Oz Comic Con with a couple of my friends, and in fact my wife, and it was their first experience in going to a con, which was really good to share that experience with them. But one of the things that was a really cool experience was I got to meet Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor is an Australian comic book writer and is well known for being the mind behind the Deceased series. And I really enjoyed this series, and I was able to get a first release autographed to ya boy. Yes, sir. But the problem is, I haven't been able to properly display this thing, and it's been really, really frustrating. Now, shortly after I bought the printer, I was notified that there was going to be a delay, so I figured it's not a problem. I can go ahead and use some time to do some digging around for a couple of prints. And the first print that I knew that I was going to be making was a solution. When I was looking at printables, I came across this adjustable book display stand, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not completely happy with what it is and how it works. So I figured, you know what I could do? I could remix it. I wanted to make it a little bit more secure. So I downloaded the files and then I chucked it in to Tinkercad and did a little bit of a tweak. Let me show you what I've done. Now, after I downloaded the file from Printables, I went in and I chucked this into Tinkercad, and all I did was put these like little square tabs on the end. Just allows me to ensure that it can't be opened any further. So a little solution to a little problem. Now, listen, that being said, the printer's ready to go, bro. I think it's time to get cracking and start our first print. What do you reckon? I think it's time, bro. Let's do it. Okay, so the print's just finished. Let's take it out and let's see how it went. Let's go. All right, so this is the bed. We can see that it actually came out pretty good. I've got a little bit of stringing, but that's gonna happen with some prints. Let's get it off. Here we go. No. My little blocks didn't stick. So much for innovation. Oh, that's annoying. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can put these things aside, and if I really wanted to, I could glue them. But let's see how it looks all put together. Bruh. That looks so good. This is such a good idea. What do you guys think? Jump in the comments and let me know. I think overall, first thing I want to say is this is a user error issue. I clearly didn't do something right. Got something to do with maybe how I should have embedded these. That's something I can learn. And that's something that's really exciting for me in the way of learning this new skill of 3D printing, that there's lots to learn. And it's got a lot of practicality. Like, I had a problem, I was able to create a solution. And that's really what I mean when I say that any idea you have is a reality. Like, you can make any idea you have a reality with these types of things. I'm so juiced, bro. I'm gonna have to put this up and find the right spot so we can get the right amount of love that this absolutely deserves. A couple things I just want to say about the overall experience of putting this thing together and using it, because I've done a couple of prints now. The guide says that it takes about 15 minutes to set up. I took an hour. Now, in saying that, I will say I was expecting that the extruder, which is the main head where the filament comes out, I was expecting it to have to be applied, but realistically, it took a very short amount of time to put together. I would definitely say get some more filament when you buy it, just so that way you've got some stuff ready to go. I want to thank you guys for staying to the very end of the video. If you enjoyed today's content, please consider liking and subscribing. I do a bunch of different things. I've done a lot of gaming content. I've played through every single Street Fighter. I've played through Ready or Not, and I recently just finished playing through every single Tekken. Listen, bro, if that's your vibe, make sure you subscribe. I've got a lot of content coming with this crafting stuff. Please stick around for future videos because this thing is gonna get a workout. But until I see you next time, make sure you're looking after yourself. You take care and be safe. All right, peace.